Hey everyone, my name is Sriraj Nair from Simple Creative Learning, and today we are going to create something really interesting. Now, as you can see on the screen in front of you, I have got a nice looking 3D logo shape which looks like this. The logo shape is made in Cinema 4D, and what I have done is, okay, and this logo shape, which is the logo shape of Simple Creative Learning, the logo shape was created in Illustrator. So today what we're going to do is we're going to understand that how do we transform a two-dimensional logo shape into a three-dimensional logo shape, okay, in the simplest and easiest way possible. Alright, so let's begin. Now before beginning, I'll just open the original file which I have, which is right here. Now if you can see in the original file, we've got a lot of layers here. Okay, we've got a couple of guides and we've got a layer called as typo, all of this stuff. Then we've got a background also on which I had designed the entire logo shape. So before taking it to Cinema 4D, the first thing which I'll have to do is I'll have to remove all of this stuff. So I'll select all of these layers and promptly remove them. The reason why we're removing them is because it's easier to integrate this with Cinema 4D later on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as for C4D and I'll rename this as for C4D version 2 and save it right about here. Now for some reason Cinema 4D doesn't support the present versions of Illustrator. So my version which I'm working on is Adobe Illustrator CS6, which unfortunately is not supported by Cinema 4D 16. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll have to change the version from Illustrator CS6 to Illustrator 8. Hit OK, hit OK. Once we're done with this, we will close Illustrator. Alright, and we'll move on to Cinema 4D. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Cinema 4D, open my software, go to File, hit Merge, and on the merge I'll just select for Cinema 4D version 2 and press open. Now we've got a few options here. One is the scale, which is the scale of the particular AI vector which you want to import inside Cinema 4D. The second is an option called as connect splines. Now the moment you click connect splines, it is going to import the entire AI path not as different layers but as a single path, which is not what I want, because in order to create that logo I'll need to extrude all of these guys separately. So what I'll do is instead of connect splines, I'll hit group splines and press OK. Now I can see this entire thing in a group. Okay, and if I just zoom out, now in this I've got all these paths here. So I've got one path here, one here, one here, one here, and these are all grouped inside each other. So the first thing which I'll have to do is I'll have to rename these guys. So this will be C. Now to rename a layer in Cinema 4D, what you need to do is select the path and double click and press C. So this is the letter C, this will be the letter S, and this will be the letter L. So that leaves me with both of these paths, which are obviously going to be my inner circle and outer circle. So first things first, I'll just drag and drop all of these guys outside. Drag and drop this guy also outside. This will be my inner circle. Alright, and this will be my outer circle. Before we extrude the shape, I do not want all these layers to be separate. Alright, so what I want is I want the C and the S to be cut into each other, so that it's almost as if it's a negative space that is forming the S and the L, and the C is somewhere visible in the negative space. Alright, so for that what I'll have to do is I'll have to use something called as a spline mask, which I will get right up here inside the spline mask tab. So I'll select the spline mask and rename this as letter S. I'll duplicate this. In order to duplicate something in Cinema 4D, I just need to select the layer, press Ctrl and drag, and I'll rename this as the letter L. I'll have to duplicate the C path because it's going to be used in both of the layers. Control and drag. Put S and C1 inside the letter S. Put L and C inside the letter L. And now effectively what I'm going to do is select the letter S, spline mask, change the mode from A union B to A subtract B. Alright, I just have to move this a little up. Okay, select this guy, change it again to A subtract B. And we've got a nice beautiful logo shape that is coming out from the C. Can you see that? It's barely visible, alright, but once we render it out, that's when the fun is going to start. So I'll just zoom out of this perspective view, okay, come back to my right view, select the letter. Okay, I also need to move this to the center, something which I should have done earlier, which I forgot. So let's just bring the entire thing down, drag and drop all of these guys and put them bang in the center like this, near our ground plane. Zoom it in nice and easy. Okay, now I need the letters S and L to actually come out. Okay, so for that what I'll have to do is select this guy and just drag it out. Okay, so we have got a little space. Similarly, I'll select the inner circle and drag that also a little out. Select both of these letters and drag them a little in. Alright, now once I'm done with this, the next thing which I'll have to do is I'll have to put everything together. Alright, so the very first thing which I'll do is I'll have to add an extrude to each of these guys. Okay, and before adding an extrude, I'll just group them properly. So I will go inside my shapes and hit null, rename my null object as logo, duplicate the same null, drag and drag it down, and rename this guy as logo BG or background. Put both of these shapes inside logo BG, put both of these guys, the spline mask, inside the shape logo. Alright, so now almost ready. Now what I'll do is I'll select the letter S, okay, go back to my subdivision surface, lathe and sweep options and hit extrude. Okay, now when I'm hitting extrude, what I'm doing is I'm pressing the Alt key. So let's do it once again. Select the letter L, go back inside the shape thingy and click on extrude again. Alright, so extrusion also automatically applied. And what I'm going to do is change the extrusion from 20 centimeter to 29. So we'll repeat the same thing here. Select both of these guys and drag and drop them down a little on the inside. Perfect. All lined up. Now we'll do the same thing for the inner circle and the outer circle. So select the inner circle shape, go back to the extrusion and click on extrude. Select the outer circle, again go back and hit extrude. Okay, of course I can duplicate the extrusion also. Now again, once we are done with this, now what I need to do is I need to add the colors. Alright, so if I go back to my AI file, which is just opening, so I'll just open my AI file. I've got the color values written here. So the RGB values are 255, 180 and 0 for this orange color. So I'll go back to Cinema 4D, press Ctrl N to add a new material and put this as outside circle. Alright, so it's 255, 180 and 0. So double click on this guy, change my color values to 255, 180 and 0. And inside the material tab, I will switch off reflectance. Okay, so that it's completely flat. I don't want any reflections on this. Hit the control key, drag and drop it on the outer circle extrusion. Alright, and I'll copy the same thing, press control, click it on the L extrusion and click it on the logo extrusion. Alright, now I need something on the inner side also, so again press control N, click on inner. Now if I remember correctly, this guy here was 38, 38, 38. So let's go to color, 38, press tab to go down, 38, press tab to go down, and 38. Again switch off reflectance, drag and drop this guy to the inner circle extrusion, and right there I've got my logo shape ready. Alright, now I'll just do a full screen on this, just zoom in a little and hit Ctrl R for the render. Now there's still a little, I would like a little ambient occlusion here. So now to add ambient occlusion, we have the render settings right up here. Click on the render settings, go to effect and add ambient occlusion. And now we'll render it once again. Now it's going to take a little more time than what it did earlier. But we've got a nice beautiful occlusion that's coming right here. Alright, so this was a simple and a very easy way to transform an Illustrator logo shape into a fully functional 3D logo shape in Cinema 4D. I hope you like the tutorials. Do leave your questions and comments. I will try to get back to you regarding the questions and comments as much as possible. And thank you again for watching. Take care, and until next time, tada.